Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Just before we start here, I've made some adjustments. I've got the background noise of the tanks a little bit louder than the past couple of weeks. Let me know in the comment section whether you notice the difference, whether it's you think it's better or not. I was watching some of my own videos and I thought, well, I can't really hear the sound of what's going on. And I don't mean the bug where you don't hear replay sounds. I mean the engine and the shooting gun. So I thought it was too much me and not enough game. So I've put up the volume of the game a little bit, okay? Let me know what you think. Also, the artwork is down. I'm going to get the wall painted. I'm using the background there on my other channel where I do a different kind of commentary on world events. And it's kind of in bad shape because I've had artwork there and 100 holes. And I got these high quality cameras now on my other channel that you can see every imperfection. You can see the nails in the... You know, I recorded it, and when you look at it on a small screen, you go, that looks pretty good. But I'm doing recordings at 4K for my other channel. And people really like that because I didn't realize this, but a lot of people watch YouTube now on their TVs, right? They got big flat screen 4K TVs, high definition TVs, and they watch content on their televisions. And I got a couple of comments. I go, oh, nice wall. Maybe you should do a little patching work there. And when I've got a TV as well, and I watched some of my videos or pieces of them, of my other channel on 4K, and they're really sharp, beautiful quality. I upgraded all my equipment for that kind of recording. But what ends up happening is you can see all these imperfections. It's crazy. So, okay. Like one thing leads to another, doesn't it? Right? Like one thing leads to another. It's an IS-3, buddy. He's got 3 shots, and then he reloads quickly and has another one. I guess you didn't want to play the game anymore. The AMX 5100, one of the best autoloaders at that tier, decides he doesn't want to play anymore. So anyways, guys, when you look at the wall behind me here, it's just a nice kind of background. But this is a 1080 replay. And I believe the webcam, the small picture here, is probably 720. But it's a small picture, so then okay, I'm talking details that you don't really care about. Anyways, you can't see the nail holes. There's nails in the wall. Look, I'll show you here. Watch. I go over here. Watch. See right here? I'm going to pull this out of the wall. That's a nail that's in the wall that I'm holding pictures up with. And if you watch some videos on my other channel, the camera from here, you will see all the individual nails with their shadows, and one of the nails had a little piece of tape on it because the picture was crooked. I put 2 nails in, I hung the picture, and the picture was like this. So instead of like putting another hole, there's a little trick. If you're hanging, if you don't have the wire, you put 2 nails in. Of course, you try and level them, but then you put your picture on there. If it's slightly off, don't put another hole in the wall. You get a little tape, and you wrap it around one nail, the appropriate one, and then you do that till the picture's flat. Level, I mean. Huh? Did you learn something? So I got like, I don't know, there's 20 nails back there. And someone commented, should fix your walls. So one thing leads to another, right? You start one thing. This is how it started. I upgraded my phone because my old phone was a hunk of junk. Apple decided that it shouldn't work anymore because they wanted me to buy another one. The new software updates just slowed the phone down so that it wouldn't work anymore. Okay, so I have to buy a new phone. So I got a new phone with a very high quality camera that I could record at 4K. One of the best quality cameras on any phone that I could find. And I was really happy. That's great. So the first recording I did was at 4K, and I thought, this is fantastic. I'm going to upload it to my my Mac and do some editing and finish the video and make the movie. Well, I go to upload it, and the Mac says, well, you cannot upload this onto the Mac because this Mac is too old. You need a new Mac. You want to upload a 4K video to edit in iMovie? That only works if you have Mac whatever .0. It's got to be a $3,000 Mac, not one of the old $1,200 ones, right? Okay, so gotta get a new Mac. I do my recording on a Mac, not my recording, my editing. For not this, for the other channel. So upgrade the laptop so that I have so they're compatible. Otherwise, because the option was you record at 4K, but if you want to load it onto the Mac to edit it, splice things, do things, you have to resample it at 1080. So what's the point, right? And I do a lot of recording on the phone because sometimes it's outdoor, it's mobile, right? Same would have been the case if it was a high quality camera with 4K recording. So, okay, update the Mac. Do that. Produce some videos. They're very detailed. All of a sudden, because they're so detailed, you can notice that my wall isn't in good shape. People are commenting, you should fix your wall. Okay, so now I have to patch the holes and I'm going to be painting my wall in a couple of days. I'm going to do a renovation in the house now. I'll paint the wall. And then what will happen is this wall will look really good, right? It'll go, oh, wow, that's a really good wall. And that wall over there, I'll look at it and go, that doesn't really match. It's kind of dumb having one wall and this wall. So then I'll have to paint all the walls in the room. And the room extends over there into the rec room where I have my TV. So I might as well go all the way over there, right? I'm going to have to paint that. And I always said when I paint the room, the rec room where I got my flat screen TV and the surround sound, what I was going to do is cut out the drywall and put all the wiring for the speakers in the wall so that it's not on the ground. I said, well, when I get around to painting that, I'll cut the drywall, thread it through, patch it up. I'll do it all at once. So I guess I've got to do that now, right? So I got to go buy a new, better speaker wire. I have to pull out the drywall. I got to run the speaker wire around. I got to get those nice plates so that the speakers can just plug in. It looks really nice instead of having the stuff on the ground. And if I do that, I'm going to do all that work. I might as well upgrade the speakers and surround sound amp. Now, why do it for a crappy old amp? I got to get a new digital amp. And the digital amp, I'll probably need to upgrade the TV into one of those 4K, what is it called? QED instead of a Q, or a LMNOP, or the new one that's better. And if I upgrade the TV, then the viewing experience is going to be much better, and you probably watch more movies. So I'll need a more comfortable couch to sit in. Who's going to want to watch movies in a kind of an old, uncomfortable couch? I'll have to upgrade the couch. Might as well get new furniture for the whole basement. At the end of the day, I might as well move. I might as well move, or buy a new house somewhere and start my life over. I guess that's one thing leads to another. So yeah, the point of it was for you to let me know in the comment section whether the sound, the gun and the engine sounds were more appropriate. And we're using this game as an example. Sorry, buddy, I missed your game. It looked like you did pretty good. Yeah, you did. You did pretty good. Did you guys notice that? He did pretty good. And guys, if you think I'm joking and exaggerating a little bit, I have a friend. Who, it started off, he wanted to replace his dishwasher. That's all he wanted to do, because his dishwasher wasn't working. So he went and bought another dishwasher, and he got it installation included. Someone was going to come and install it because he didn't want to do it himself. And the workers came to his house with a new dishwasher, and they removed the old dishwasher, and they were putting the new dishwasher in, and they were rerouting the line that goes to the drain and rerunning the electrical. They looked in behind his cabinets and they said, oh, that's all kind of old stuff. Shall we redo the drain and get you a new to code wiring or something? And he just said, yeah, okay, sure. Right. And so some guy, kind of a big guy, crawled under his sink. And he tells me all he saw, he was just kind of in the other room on his laptop, I guess, and he could see like this large man that was under his sink, and his pants were kind of too tight and too low so he could see the crack of his ass. So he's lying under his sink, and all he could see was this worker's his ass crack. And I kid you not, this is true. So I'm not trying to be comedy here, okay? I'm just telling the story. So he's watching this guy work, and then all of a sudden he noticed that the guy that was the worker that was lying under his sink, that he could see, lying sideways with his ass crack because his pants were too tight, just started jiggling, and he could see his two little butt cheeks vibrating for about 10 seconds, and then he stopped. And then the guy was groaning and slowly came out from under the sink. And my buddies would, what the hell's going on? And the guy was groaning, and he yelled, "Help, help!" And his assistant, I guess there were two of them, comes running up. "What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong?" And his mouth was drooping, and the guy has put his head right close. Like, "What's happening? What's happening?" And my buddy didn't really know what was going on. But next thing you know, they're calling an ambulance. And so the ambulance came, and this guy was incoherent and couldn't speak. And so what happens was he left, and they were gone. The ambulance came, they took him, they went to the hospital, and my friend was there. The water was turned off at his place. His old dishwasher was in the middle of the kitchen. The new one was still in the box. There was tools and everything all around the house. So he called the company after a couple of hours. He called the company, said, I don't know what's going on. Maybe you guys can tell me what's going on. They left. I hope the guy's okay. The ambulance came, but what's going on? And they told him that he went to the hospital. He was electrocuted. And so he found out later, let's fast forward a little bit, that when the guy was under the counter, he was redoing the drain. He wasn't working with electrical. He was working with the drain. And the drain was screwed into the back wall to the drain pipe from where his dishwasher was. So he was undoing the screws that were holding the drain plastic pipe that he was going to replace because it was old. He was under there with a screwdriver, and he was undoing those screws to pull the old drain out. And when he touched one of the screws, he got electrocuted. And it turns out that particular screw that was screwed into the wall years ago when the old dishwasher was put in, that screw had gone in through the drywall and hit a live power wire in the wall. And so that screw was live. There was electricity there. And it had been there for about 30 years, and no one had ever noticed until this guy went to unscrew it to change the drain. The drain, I like to take it out and put a new one in. And so my buddy goes, "Well, what do I do? Are they going to come back and work and maybe try and someone else come?" And the company said, "No, we're not. There's a workman's compensation and this, all sorts of things going on. We can't work on your job anymore. I'm sorry, you're going to have to handle it on your own." And so weeks and weeks went by, and eventually he had to call a different contractor that came there, that then had to pull the drywall off to examine where the screw had hit the wiring. And when they found out where the screw had hit the wire, went through the coating, and it was old wiring, it didn't meet code, and they had to replace that wiring. And that wiring went through the wall all the way from different outlets down to the power, whatever it's called, the circuit board. And because someone had got hurt, all of a sudden inspectors were involved. And there was the guy that got hurt was trying to get compensation from, when you're hurt on the job, from insurance and things. So there was investigations going on to make sure that, like a lot of stuff started happening. And long story short, the guy my buddy is now moved out, and they're ripping his house apart to redo wiring. So there's drywall and stuff being ripped out, and the panel and the circuit boards, and it's a shit show. This poor guy that apparently he's okay. He's recovered. right? So the worker that, unfortunately, it was such bad luck that this happened to, he's okay. But my friend is like, he might have to move. They're redoing his whole, it's going to cost him a fortune. And all this because he wanted to replace his dishwasher, which had been broken for about 3 years, but he got tired of doing the dishes by hand. So I mentioned to him, well, you know, one thing leads to another. We had coffee the other day. Yeah, one thing leads to another. What are you going to do? So that gave me the idea to do a video with the topic, one thing leads to another. And the whole point of the video, though, was for you guys to let me know whether the background sound of the engines and the shooting was more balanced with my voice. Let me know that. And in those 2 games, you probably noticed it. And so the second game, oh yeah, I missed that game as well. This guy here, he also had a pretty good game, it looks like. Yeah, he did. I missed that one. But you guys didn't miss it. Let me know in the comment section, you know, the sound. Let's concentrate on the sound issue. And we can all agree that one thing leads to another.